Rabaul had one of the best natural harbors in the world, certainly the best in this part of the South Pacific. Rabaul was a sore point with the Aussies, since Rabaul and the island of New Britain were owned by Australia, until the Japs kicked them out back last January. The Japs knew a good thing when they saw it, too, because they moved in troops, airplanes, and warships until Rabaul and Simpson Harbor were thoroughly fortified and virtually unassailable by land. The Jap Navy staged out of Rabaul when they tried to invade Port Moresby last May. They hadn't succeeded, but Al imagined they were still sitting up there, sharpening their bayonets and sabers and brooding over the problem of taking Port Moresby and using it to cut off Australia's supply lines from the U.S. General MacArthur and the Bataan bunch down in Brisbane were doubtless concerned with this same idea, although from a different perspective. The Allies had to defend Port Moresby, which meant that information about what the Japs were doing up at Rabaul was of vital importance, and the only way to get that was to fly over and take pictures. They'd done a lot of that over the last month. Only this mission, they were going to do it at night, using a photo-flash bomb as an experiment, coupled with 2 of the more normal parachute flares, and 8 500-pound bombs for targets of opportunity. "Rabaul," agreed Wing Commander Dobby. He took a sip of his beer and gestured expansively at the 5 pilots who came in with him. "This is Ian, and Davy, and Ben, Adam, and Joe. We headed up to Rabaul ourselves, and thought maybe we could come up with a joint plan, you know? Cooperation between gallant allies and all that sort of tosh." "Tosh?" said the one called Ian. "Tosh, my bloody oath. Spent too long with the Palms, you did, Winko." "Behave, Ian, or I shall send you to North Africa." Ian snorted and drank his beer. He muttered something to Davy that made them both chuckle. "The lot of you, then," Dobby said severely. "I know people in RAF Bomber Command, I do, and you could wind up flying bombers over Germany." The pilots pretended to shake in fear. Al shook his head. Charlie grinned. "Gallant allies, eh? Now I know you blokes want something. What's your idea?" While Charlie and Dobby discussed the notion of a cooperative raid on Rabaul, Al looked over Dobby's pilots. They were short guys and tall guys, and stocky and slender, with blonde hair and blue, brown, or gray eyes, and every single one of them, despite grins or other expressions of devil-may-care, had that deadly serious air of men who knew they were headed for, well, Rabaul, and its blast furnace of flak and searchlights. "So, you blokes like to come in high, eh?" asked Dobby. "We'll be at 23,000 feet this mission," Charlie said. "How about this, then?" said Dobby. "You lot go in a bit ahead of us, say, 10 minutes or so. Drop your flares or whatever. Get everyone looking up." "With every searchlight and gun they've got," Charlie observed dryly. "Yes, but you were going in alone anyway, eh? So your flares burn out. The nips are searching for you in the Story Heavens. We'll dodge in over the waves and catch them looking in the wrong direction." Dobby sat back, grinned again, and drank his beer. Charlie looked at Al, who shrugged. "We were going it alone anyway, all right." That conversation was 36 hours in the past. Al checked the chronometer over his desk. It was set to Greenwich time and read 17:10, which was 03:10 local time. Bronco Buster 2 would be over Simpson Harbor at 17:30 Greenwich, coming in from the southwest. Dobby and his lads flew Hudsons, a fast twin-engined light bomber that couldn't carry much in the way of a bomb load, not and have the fuel to get from 7 Mile Drome to Rabaul and return. When Charlie commented on the bomb load, Dobby smiled and said, "Well, you know, a nip here, a nip there. It's all to the good, eh?" Al looked at the thunderstorms ahead of them and keyed the intercom. "Pilot, navigator." "Al, you see those thunderstorms up ahead?" "Yeah. Tops look like they're below us, except for a couple. Thread your way around those, and I'll keep track of the course deviations." "Okay." So it was all to the good, and now here they were, winding their way among thunderstorms that lit themselves from within, one here